target for this. Remembering that dance theatre is regarded as too hard to sell, and that, as Guy said, many of the venues, or almost all the venues, hadn't presented contemporary dance in the last 5 years. So they're small communities, and generally their targets were small. However, despite the overall success, as we believe, in the engagement strategy, we didn't quite crack it in terms of most of the venues didn't actually reach those estimates, which, I would like to say are really being plucked from thin air because they have no previous data. So obviously that was their ambition to reach that, and we didn't quite achieve it at this time. However, we did work hard, as you've heard, to ensure that the tour offered a full suite of access points to the work itself. So in Mandurah, before the show, a film screened of locals sharing their personal stories of loss, filmed by a local artist. Mandurah's Riptide Youth Dance Company performed a devised work on the same theme, and audiences were invited to meet the cast and offer feedback through the impact survey. So wherever possible across the tour, we built in the use of social media to tie the engagement strategies back to the tour and to connect the projects across the state. So people could engage with it as much or as little as they wanted. It was complicated, and sometimes things did fall through the cracks, but essentially it was all there. And with really good communication, it really worked. And I think this is just the start, but it did work in many ways. Across the board, presenters agree that the audience that did come were more engaged. They had a deeper experience. Danielle invited audiences, both in her program notes and from the stage before every show, to meet her and the cast after the show, to share their experience of the work and their own stories of loss. And venue after venue reported audiences staying back and engaging in vigorous discussion about the work. The conversation was about the thematic content of the work and often relating it to personal experience. There was the sharing of stories that we were looking for. Just checking the time. Just very briefly going to divert off and just talk a little more specifically for a moment about one of the communities. So when we did the pitch day, straight after the pitch, the presenter from Arts Margaret River, the people who would be presenting the show in Margaret River, came up to me and said how much she really hoped this tour would be selected because the community had been devastated by the bushfires, lost a lot of homes, and she really thought the timing of this tour coming out with this thematic content would be a really great part of the healing journey for the community. And as it happens, we did get up. So I drove down in the third week of the tour to Margaret River to see the show. It's about a 4-hour drive. And I got down there and I walked through the foyer door and saw their installation. And the first, well, not quite the first, but it sounds better if you say that, I saw a loss notice saying, "Lost my home in the bushfires." And then sort of went on in and